everybody. My name is Fire, and this is the first episode of Woman Wednesday. This is something that started off as a research project just about sexual energy, and then that kind of spiraled into a project about feminine energy. And now I'm noticing that this is going to be a walk. This is going to be a lifelong walk that I'm going to be walking. And so I welcome everybody to walk it with me, men and women alike, because we all have feminine energy inside of us. But I'm especially happy for all of the women who are tuning in, because I hope that this is signaling to you that this can be the start of your growth and development of your own personal feminine power. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to start off with the goddess affirmation. This is from a lady that I watch on YouTube. Not on YouTube, I listen to her podcast. And I'm trying to find her name real quick, but I'm not going to waste too much time on it. I am going to mention her throughout this episode. But this affirmation is called Goddess Affirmation, and it says, I am a sacred light. I am eternal, valuable, and worthy. I am enough. I shine my light in radiance. Life loves me. I open to the fullness of my power. I am a magnet for miracles. I make empowering choices. I transform pain into power. I have the power to manifest my dreams. So I just hope I get my day started today, every day. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, divine feminine energy. I wanted us to go into it first. I want to call it Shakti. This is an introduction and the basics to Shakti energy. And Shakti is just another word for divine feminine energy. And, oh gosh, my note cards are mixed up, but whatever. Okay, so Shakti energy is ancient, sacred, feminine energy. It inspires women to acknowledge their inner lights. And all women have it inside of them. It's like at the root, it's at the base. It's at the base of that Kundalini energy that's flowing throughout us, flowing freely, I mean. And not all women right now are flowing or walking in that energy. And so that's the purpose of this episode. I want to invite women to begin walking and developing and cultivating within their own powerful feminine Shakti energy. Shakti energy is also the feeling of being connected with yourself, also connecting with the most highest vibrating power within you, connecting with the most highest light within you as well. And I wrote in my note card that I am light. And each day I write an affirmation. At the end of my affirmation, I like to include that I am light. And I am the embodiment of this power. Again, Shakti energy is a source. It is the creation. It is at the base. It's at the root. It's at the foundation of our divine feminine energy. And I believe we are all familiar with Kundalini energy. It is the free flow through our chakras of our Shakti energy. It also allows the free flow of other types of energy, including emotional, sexual, psychic, intuitive energies. But a lot of women have not yet tapped into this power, and I'm not surprised. I'm just now tapping into this power. I'm just now starting to walk into this power. And I have a note card especially for reasons why I feel like not a lot of women are familiar or aware of the Shakti, divine feminine energy within them. And that's for one, because of the media. It's a lot of different ways, but let's first touch on the media. The media is everywhere. It's in advertising, music, commercials, politics. It's in everything. The misuse and abuse of the feminine energy. Another reason why a lot of women have not tapped into this energy because of toxic masculinity. And I'm not even saying that as a coined term that we like to hop on nowadays. I'm literally talking about the toxic masculinity that's occurring everywhere. And even the song, I thought about the song, This Is a Man's World, when I was just preparing for this episode, and I just realized that, you know, a lot of women, we grow up believing that this is a man's world, that we are meant to walk in the footsteps behind a man, allow a man to lead us. We were not set up for success to be walking in our feminine power, y'all. Gender roles and childhood expectations are also not allowing us to be able to notice or be aware of our feminine energy. Also, the over-sexualized world. The more I'm walking and learning about this journey, sex is, to me, sacred. It's powerful. It's the energy that should not be misused or abused. So that's it. Media, toxic masculinity, patriarchy, James Brown, this is a man's world, gender roles, childhood expectations, and the over-sexualized world are all reasons why we are not aware or walking in our feminine energy. So as I've been doing research and allowing myself to be mentored by these women in these podcasts, and even in my personal life, there have been so many women that the universe has connected me with. So that's why I know that this journey and purpose is for me. And I also believe that my journey and purpose is to also lead and help and encourage other women to walk in this energy. So again, I've been listening to several podcasts, and several videos, several books, Tantra being one of them, Louise Hay from Hay House. Just a lot of different powerful women that I've been reading up on and learning from, not only via media or on my phone or whatever, but also in my personal life. But one of my favorites is this lady named Zania Gupta, and she has mentioned several times about the empowerment principles and how we can begin to walk and grow within this powerful, feminine, beautiful energy that is within all of us. So one, be clear about yourself and your identity, and the power to choose. The power to choose to be happy, the power to choose your own decisions, the power to say no, the power to focus on yourself, and the power to love, the power to say, I choose to do these things. You know, just having an identity and knowing yourself is one way to begin walking in your divine feminine or your Shakti energy. Knowing yourself, why am I here? Do I have purpose? Who am I? You know, do we know who we are? Do we know why we're here? Do we know what our purpose is? These are questions that a lot of us are still learning and growing to see. I'm 30 and it's just, well, I'm not saying it's just now hitting home for me, but now I feel like I'm actually starting to walk in my purpose. Taking active steps to walk in this sense of self and identity is super important. You know, do what you have to do. Do what you have to do, be able to do that. Identify with yourself. Get in touch with yourself. Be in attunement with yourself. Listen to yourself. Figure out who you are. Figure out who you are is a great step in being able to walk in this Shakti or sacred feminine energy. Number 2, she also mentions being able to practice self-empowerment. And this is one of my favorite ones. Being able to practice self-empowerment is an important tool. And this is something that I was personally struggling with and I find super powerful, being able to practice self-empowerment. So these are a couple ways that you can practice self-empowerment. Limit limitations. Believe that there is no limit. Listen to me. There is literally no limit. There is literally nothing that you can't do. And I'm so serious. That's why I had to sit here and tell y'all. Being able to acknowledge negative self-talk. You know, a lot of times we go on about our day saying things to ourselves that might not necessarily be helpful to us in the path that we're walking. You know, just basic things that we might even pay attention to because we're so programmed and used to thinking these thoughts. Like, this was my thought pattern before now. I ain't never got no money. Just saying negative stuff. Feeling weak, feeling less than, feeling incapable. So many thoughts that kind of related to those self ideas. You know, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to do this. Somebody else better can do this better than I can. I'm not the best person for this job. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like I can do this. I don't have the energy. You know, those different patterns of self-talk are sabotaging your sabotaging your growth, sabotaging your ability to walk into your feminine energy. So be aware of your self-talk. Also, being aware of self-devaluing actions or patterns, energies, environments, and friends. So I don't know if that's a word, but self-devaluing. A lot of things that we do are self-devaluing, and I'm not even saying that to like say that a lot of things we do are intentionally self-devaluing. But once you start realizing who you are and the power within, and so much that you're capable of, and once you realize the strength within, you want to notice that a lot of the things that you've been doing and saying, and a lot of people that's been around you, are not useful to you. They're not meant to be here while you are walking in this journey, or walking in this strength, or walking in this purpose. So just be aware of some of the things that you may do that may be self-devaluing. For example, a lot of women, including myself, like, I used to be a man chaser. Like, I would, like, you tell me no, you don't want to be with me, you ignore me, I'm gonna stalk you. Now I'm gonna stalk you down. Like, and I just was not realizing my self-worth. So that's one way to realize your self-worth. Not chasing after friends, let them go. Not chasing after men, let them go. Chasing after a job that don't value you, let it go. So yeah. Ooh, that tastes good. Another tool that is self-empowering is your ability to heal. We have gone through so much, y'all. We've gone through so much. Women, we've gone through so much. We put up with so much. We've been hurt so much. We've been devalued so much. So we need to heal from years worth of devaluing, years of worth of trauma, years worth of patterns and behaviors that are no longer serving us. Another way to empower yourself is a commitment to self-love. Make a commitment to self-love. I was listening to another podcast called Rewilding for Women, and it was so good. And she mentioned this. She said this. She says, I am no longer accepting toxic, unconscious, masculine expressions from my partner or closest people to me. Please respect me. Setting boundaries is a great way to empower yourself. Feel free to feel. Do we ever just sit down and allow ourselves to feel? You know we feel things. You know we feel frustration. You know you feel stress. You know you feel tension. But are you allowing yourself to feel other feelings? So take time to feel and sense yourself. Feel what you like. Not what the world wants you to like. What do you like? Feel yourself to feel pain, love, sensations, truth. Allow yourself to feel powerful. So, and on the side of this, I put down mindful healing. And what I mean by that is taking time to be mindful of what you're actually feeling, so that way you could actually heal from that. Because a lot of times we don't even tap into what's really going on. We are at the tip of the iceberg, and we don't never really dive deep in to feel what we're actually feeling, or feel what's going on deep inside of us. So take time to yourself. You deserve that. Take time to feel that. Heal that. Again, recognizing self-sabotage when you're putting yourself down and comparing yourself to others. I'm also very guilty of comparing myself to others, especially when it relates to body image. And that's something that I'm working on. And this is something that this journey has allowed me to work on. It's actually forced me to work on this, because you cannot actually walk into your divine feminine energy having poor self-negative image. And that's the truth. So again, I put down an example that poor self-body image is something that prevented me from being able to walk into my divine energy, feminine energy. So ask yourself, what's keeping me from being able to walk into my divine feminine energy? Practice self-love rituals. Loving yourself. Do yoga. Do self-care. Keep up with your appearance. Don't step out the house feeling like nothing, because you ain't gonna feel like you're gonna feel how you look. You're gonna feel how you look. So make sure you take care of yourself, inwardly and outwardly. Dance naked. I want to share something with y'all. About a week or two ago, I didn't even realize it was a self-love ritual, but just as I've been learning about ways to engulf myself in this energy, or ways to walk in this feminine energy, one suggestion was to dance naked. And I didn't know. I'm used to dancing naked, but I've never consciously danced naked. And it was challenging, honestly. I didn't think it would be challenging for me, and it was challenging. And I really want to give a shout out to my friend Hunter. Beautiful goddess, so powerful. Her presence, strong, honey. But I was just consulting with her about my feelings that I was having subconsciously in my uncomfortableness with being able to dance naked. And we was just talking, and she said, you know, we are so quick, and it's so easy for us to get undressed for somebody else that doesn't even appreciate us. It's so easy for us to hop in bed naked with somebody else. You're not conscious when you're doing that. Well, for me at least, I was unconsciously doing those things. Because when I had to finally dance naked consciously, I noticed within myself, you're not pleased with yourself, and you still have some areas of growth, and you still have some areas of healing, and you need to work on body appreciation. You need to work on viewing your body as a temple and being happy for what it is. So yes, and so that night I was dancing naked. Well, at first I wasn't even comfortable, and my boyfriend was like, well, why don't you just try naked yoga? I said, okay, I'm gonna take baby steps. I can do that. And I was doing it to Beyonce's All Night Long song, and that song touched me. I don't know what she was talking about in real life, but to me in that moment, she was letting me know that people, they really do just want to fill up and rub up and touch up on you, and without even realizing, recognizing, appreciating who you are. So how many times have you allowed somebody to rub up and push up and touch up on you all night long without even realizing or recognizing your worth? And so as I began to do the yoga naked, and I began to sway and just flow with the music, I felt like I was healing in those moments, like just saying, acknowledging that pain, acknowledging what I've been through, and acknowledging what I put myself through. And I feel like and through that, acknowledging that pain, and like I said before, being in tune, being in touch, tapping in with those deeper feelings, I was able to heal through those things. So that's that on that. So love yourself even when the world doesn't. And there are 4 supportive factors that I find in Shakti. And these things include having intuitive power, personal power, creative sexual power, and manifesting power. And I'm just going to touch on these things very briefly. So again, these are all ways to start walking into your divine feminine. Using your intuitive power, trust yourself more, listen to yourself more. Excuse me, they don't call it women's intuition for nothing, baby, because we are born with it. It's there, and it ain't going nowhere. We always gonna have it. So rebirth your intuition. Walk into it. Grab it, pick it up off the shelf, and put it back inside you. Develop your sight, your vision. Use discernment, being able to trust yourself enough to know to make decisions. Listen to your body. It's getting deep. Personal power. This includes your physical and mental abilities, believing in yourself, nurturing yourself, acknowledging and appreciating and celebrating your personal gifts and qualities. Do you celebrate your personal gifts and qualities? I hope so. And here we have creative sexual power. I just want to and they use the word womb a lot when you're referring to Shakti and feminine energy. They want you to acknowledge your womb because you are a creator. So powerful, I'm just so wowed. I can't get enough of it. So acknowledging and acknowledging that you're a creator, acknowledging the creation that you put forth if you have children, and if you don't have children, you are still a creator. You still have that energy and that inside you. So accepting yourself and forgiving yourself and allowing yourself the freedom to forgive yourself and freedom to forgive others. Because once you've healed and you've forgiven all that we have gone through as women, we then can walk in freedom. I feel loose. I am free from that burden that was on me. What is the name of that? I don't know what that poem is about, or that book, Woman Art Thou Loose? Woman Art Thou Loosed? I wonder what that book is about. But I heard it's good. I'm ashamed to say that I haven't looked into it. But anyways, Loose yourself of that burden, of that trauma, of that pain, and feel that freedom. Another power is your manifesting power, being able to visualize and draw in what you desire. Desire is a strength and a power within itself. What do you desire? What do you desire? What do you crave? What do you wish for? What do you hope for? That there is a power inside of you that nobody can take away, because we all have desires. We all have desires. So you make sure you want to be clear-minded, and you want to be clear and focused on your desires and discover how powerful you are. And another powerful woman that I would like to shout out and mention that's helped me notice my manifestation power and that strength inside of me is my homegirl, Yana. Yana be getting tired of me, y'all, because I be having so many self-doubt thoughts, and she be like, you don't realize who you are. You don't realize what you have inside of you. You have that inside of you. There's no book, no crystal, no person, no spell, no ritual, or nothing. It's all literally inside of you. And those things are trinkets. Those things are amplifiers. Those things are guides. But they can never replace the main driving force within you. So in closing, I encourage you all to connect with yourself and connect with other women. Think of somebody in your mind right now, of somebody who you know is a strong, beautiful woman who embodies goddess, who embodies feminine power, who embodies feminine strength, who embodies Shakti. Who is that person? And I dare you to connect with them today. Tell them that, girl, I'm just reaching out to you today because I love you and I think you are so strong and powerful. We need to hear that sometimes. And raise your personal standards to reflect higher self-worth. Cultivate your desires. And again, I want to give quick shout outs to women who have been helping me and guiding me and mentoring me on this journey. Shout out to Yana for believing in me. Shout out to Hunter for encouraging me to dance naked. Shout out to my sister because she's a strong woman on her own. She's now, shout out to Jasmine. Shout out to Megan, who's recently started doing yoga. And that is another way to walk in or to connect with your feminine. Shout out to Miss Wanda for always encouraging me to be balanced and to eat healthy and to be healthy. And shout out to Jasmine Kerr. I think that's her last name. But maybe about 7-8 years ago, I think she was a woman younger than I am. And I just used to watch her walk around the house. And I just used to feel something different about her. Like, her presence was so strong and so beautiful. She was so natural. I love it. So that's all. My next episode is going to be about the misuse and abuse of the feminine energy and how to combat that. So I'm excited about Women Wednesdays, and I'm excited about this, and I'm excited for you. So yeah, that's all I want to say. And I hope that y'all like this episode. And I hope that this episode has encouraged and signaled you to begin to research and to begin to walk and grow in your own divine feminine energy or Shakti energy. So thank you so much. And my soul honors your soul. And your soul is definitely worth honoring. And so is mine. All right. Peace out. Ladies, be sure to check out pH Kitty, my line of boric acid vaginal suppositories used to treat bacterial and yeast infections, also great for pH imbalance.